Welcome back to part 2 of the tutorial about the black box logging on raceflight 1, and today we're gonna use some analyzing tools to view some logs. So I have 3 logs prepared for you to look about. So let's just go with this one. So now if we go through, the first look you should have is the U gyro. So it's this green line, and these green lines. They should be mostly flat, so that's not an issue. That's just a stick movement. You can see here I did a flip, but you don't want any zigzag like these inside those lines. So that's okay. So that's not a big issue. We will see issues later. But if you look at your log first, make sure your U-gyro lines are mostly smooth. So that also counts if you go for the Betaflight one. I did mention the differences in part 1 of the video. So if I open this log on the Betaflight one, you also can see it's these. I have to change it anyways, the colors. So it's purple line. It's the purple line here also, and here it's the the green line. So if I would isolate the gyros only, and that's a benefit of the Betaflight one I did not mention, you can save different graph setups to your number keys. So if you go Shift 6, for example, it will save your current setup to key 6, and so I have that on 5 and that on 6, no, 7 and 6, and okay, that's just the gyro. So you can see they are pretty smooth. The yaw gyro is a bit zigzaggy, but that's not an issue. You can go for a smoother one, but I think that a less filtered quad feels better, and for me that's in the okay range. So you can see it on both tools that there is a small thing on yaw, but roll and pitch are really clean, and that's good. Now if we open another log, let's go for, that was another log of my other quad. So you can see I was starting here, and you can see massive errors on roll and pitch. This means that the quick value on your quad is too low. So let me show what this is in the actual configurator. Just plug in the quad again. Go to pitch tuning and scroll down, and here I have your filter levels. So if you see something like this, they are too high. So a higher value here is a less filtering, a lower value is more filtering. So if you have something like this, make sure you lower the value to have more filtering. And also have a look here at the pits, at the red lines, this red line here and here. So there is not a big deal here, so you cannot see any pit issues. So you're pretty sure that's a problem of the gyro. So your quad has too much noise. Can be the motor bells, the bearings, the props, the arms, the frames. There are different possibilities the issues coming from. So you can see, but the pits are pretty low, so you have no big problem on the P. So if I would log another one and take that log, I think we have, no, that's the wrong one. Yeah, you can see. So you also have a big problem on the yaw gyro, but you can also see your pit is oscillating. So there may be a problem which is coming from the pits and not from the gyros. So if you have something similar to this, there is one thing you can do. Make sure that you lower your pits to a value there is not a problem coming from. So I would recommend, and thanks KB for the setting. And if you have some issue like on this lock, just go for ADP, for 500i, and for 0D. Go save it and do a quick hover, maybe a flip and maybe a roll, but you don't need to fly very long. And make sure to check your log afterwards. You can make sure the gyro problems is not coming from the pit controller itself, and it's just really based to your frame, your motors, your bearings, your props, or whatsoever. Okay. We can also have a look onto these logs on the Betaflight Explorer. So we did have a look at the first one already, so let's view the second one. And here you see massive problems on pitch and roll, but the log is displaying it quite better than the Clean Flight Explorer one. Also, if I turn off smoothing, you will see that the P term is quite active, but it's not that big of a deal. Now if I open the third log, and you can see, okay, the blue is the gyro and the red is the P, so there are most likely the problem is coming from the actual P term and not from the gyro. So therefore, again, go lower your pits, make a quick flight, log it, and have a look at the log to make sure it's not coming from the P. So another quite basic thing you can see on the log is your P term. So if we would think away the gyro problems here, if you have some oscillating lines in the P term, the red one, your P is too high. But you don't want to have a very flat P, so your P term can be active. Just try to avoid any oscillating sinus curve lines, so a waveform. So a little zigzag is okay, especially if you do flips and rolls without throttle. You will have quite heavy graph like here, so I can see, okay, that was a roll and the P term is going up and going down, going up, but there is no waveform, so it's not oscillating. Also here I did a flip, also very active P term, but no oscillation. Also your D term should on the raceflight 1 interpretation, on the raceflight 1, the black box, you will see the D term is going to counter the P term. So in the old logs, both go up, or not on the RF1, it going down, and you'll see that the D is almost reaching the high negative of the P term, and that's the thing you want to see. So let's say if your P term would go up very high and your D term is just going a bit lower, then your D is also too low. So higher your D. Also, you don't want to have a very flat curve. So if you have a curve, so just a line on your D term, that's not good at all. Okay, I don't think I have any. I could have a bad example of a too high P term. Let's see if I can find it quickly. Please note that that's a old log, not an RF1 log. I cannot see it. Yeah, there you have some example. You have a wave on the P term, so the P term on this example is too high. Okay. So that should help you with basic log analyzing and how to see what is behaving. Just as I told you, make sure the first thing you have to make sure is that your gyros are kind of smooth. So that's it for part 2 of this tutorial. The other tuning thing is like on every software and every flight controller, make sure to go out, just fly, and set up your P, your I's and your D's. Just you like it. That's more a personal feeling. But without the black box log, it's hard to actually get to the issue of the problem when there are issues with the gyros. So, okay, thanks for watching the video and see you soon.